Welcome to the Future Motocross podcast, featuring your host, RJ Huss and Sugar Shane.
Well, it's been a minute, Sugar.
It has, but we're getting one step closer to 50.
Yep, one step closer to 50. I think we're on 47 or something right
We
now.
might get there by December.
Yeah, the rate we're going.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have everybody in the room. We got Kyle Cheeseman with us today. We got Mr. Sam Baker, and as always, Mr. Tyler Kasha. Great to see you, Tyler.
Hey,
It's been a minute.
Hey.
Hair's gotten a little bit longer since the last time.
a little older,
Few more grays.
few more grays. Yeah, we're hanging in
Looking
there.
very Sasquatchy.
Well, we got some exciting news that we're going to get into a little bit later on in the episode, but we've got we haven't figured out a name for it yet, but we're going to work on that. But we got an event coming up at Dade City May 10th that we're going to talk about some of those details, a little bit of money race, some money on the line from Future MX and Dade City Motocross.
That could be the name. The no-name money race.
Well, we'll figure that part out. But before we get into those details, I want to talk a little bit about Supercross. Season's winding down. Had a lot of racing going on so far. We only got a couple rounds left. But what's the overall take here on where we're standing in the 450 class? Let's start 450s first. Kyle, you jump on it. We've got Coop,
Yep.
12 points in the lead right now. Only a couple rounds left. Sexton stayed right there with him most of the race. I think I could see Coop winning this thing.
Yeah. I love Chase, and I think he's probably the faster guy. I think most people would agree with that. But Coop just has this mental game that I don't think anybody in the class can touch. It's been years now that way. I just think the mental strength. I don't see him breaking.
Yeah.
His breaking night is like a third.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't. He's almost a little bit Ryan Dungey type. But yeah, I mean, with that big of a gap, with what, 2 to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I think Chase could win the next 2. I mean, I think that's very easily possible, but I don't see Coop making that big mistake that Chase could.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I go back to and I think about, we were there, was Nashville was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When, was it 2 years ago? Or was it last year?
No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And Coop was in the title fight and then ended up hitting his head pretty hard in Nashville and took him out of it with only a couple rounds left.
Yep.
You know, obviously we hope that doesn't happen. I'm a big Coop fan. Texted him after the race, and I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to go to Salt Lake City or not. I'm trying to debate that one. It depends on where the 24 is. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit better last night, even though he did get ahead of Hammaker, which is good.
Yep.
But then Vial winning and Vial now taking over the points. I mean, he was 3 points down to Hammaker going into the race, and now he's 3 points down to Vial.
Yep.
With only one to go for the East, because I think they go west next weekend, right?
Yep.
Denver.
And then the finals a
And then-
shootout.
Right. So 3 points down with one to go.
Yeah.
So, Sam, what's your take on the series so far?
It's been amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Coop is a legendary read freak.
Yeah.
Like that, the way he seems to manage everything without getting any sort of out of whack. And he had a race where he got 4th, and that was about as bad as it got. Other than that, he's been pretty much in control the whole time.
Well, and I think that kind of goes back to what Kyle said too. Like, even if Chase does go 1-1 in the next ones, where's Coop? You know,
Probably 2-2.
is he a 2-2 or is he a 3-2? You know,
I think even if he gets 3-3, I think he still has a 2-point lead after that.
Yes, I believe that's what they said last night. He could
Yeah.
get third the next 2 races, and Chase could win,
yeah.
and Coop would still win.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
What did Rocky's old corner guy tell him? It ain't over, Rock. So it ain't over.
it's
It's never over.
definitely
I
not
didn't
over.
think it
I mean, I look at RJ's season when we talk about 250 East. If you take out Tampa, he's way ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tampa, the first round for him, I think he got 4 points.
Yeah.
Because that
Like at 18th or something.
because of the restart and then hitting that the inside corner there. So if you take Tampa out, he's got like a 16-point lead right now.
Yep.
But obviously it ain't over till it's over. I mean,
Well, I mean that's kind of par for the course for RJ. Anyways, it's never like a blowout with him where he's just crushing everybody every weekend. There's always some kind of drama within his racing in his championships.
yeah, I would say outside of Tampa, he's been pretty consistent though.
Yeah.
I mean, podium guy almost every round.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously last night I think he got 4th, but still top 5 guy every round other than Tampa.
Right.
I think he's definitely done better than previous years of either win or crash.
Yeah.
But still, I definitely agree, that it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure. And Sexton's right there.
Plus, you said their last round is the shootout,
Yeah, which
could obviously take a huge
was
turn
gonna
for
be
everybody.
one of my debates right there.
Yeah,
You think that's fair?
Hell
Think
yeah.
You like that?
I don't. I don't like it at all.
Just because it
I
creates
never-
more
Chaos.
drama, more chaos and more drama.
Yes.
I'd never really thought about it, and then my dad brought it up last night, and he was kind of saying that he didn't like it, so it got me thinking just kind of the rest of the night.
I think it should be an East Main and a West Main.
They used to do that.
I think
Yeah.
that's how it should
that
be.
was a better way.
They did do that.
An East Main, a West Main, and then a shootout.
full
Yeah.
main.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
that's what I think.
I don't like I think Deegan has a decent lead in his,
Yeah,
but it's still not wrapped up.
Yeah,
So you're going into the final night with 2 championships that could change with a bunch of dudes you haven't ridden with. I mean, you rode with them twice this year.
Yeah.
So 3 shootouts. So you've ridden, I don't know. I just don't think that's a
Yeah.
good way to settle. It's a great way to sell tickets.
Yep.
Makes you want to go. Makes you want to fly out there and go, right?
not for that. No.
Well,
No.
I think people like him, like if he lived in Salt Lake, if both championships are locked up going into Salt Lake, or if everything is going to be decided at Salt Lake, you're going to sell way more tickets
Yeah.
when everything's going to be decided. But a rider standpoint, I don't think it's fair to them.
No.
I don't think riding all year, working that hard, and then your last race with a bunch of dudes,
Some dude cleans
Yeah.
you out from the West Coast, and you're trying to win the East Coast
somebody
championship.
else's teammate from the other coast
Yeah.
that gets involved. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
Deegan.
because I think, isn't a tiebreaker broken by wins?
Amount of wins.
Okay, so last night could have been a big deal. Did Vial and RJ have the same amount of wins going into last night?
I don't know.
I thought they did.
I
thought
believe
they
so.
both had
One and
2.
No, I thought it was just 1-1.
1-1?
Yeah.
So last night could have been a big deal. Vial passing Thrasher late
Yeah.
to win that. That could be a big championship
Yeah. Breaker.
decider, yeah. If
Yeah.
they tie and he has more more wins, I mean, that could be a...
Well, I mean, at this point, the only way they would tie would be if RJ won.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 3 points. So first and second is 3 points.
Yeah, well, I
everything
mean, RJ could get second, Vial could get
Yeah.
5th or 6th.
Right.
You could get 3 points that way.
Yeah.
I think the best thing is going to be watching how RJ rides in Salt Lake.
Loose.
He's going to be wild.
Loose.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing about the 450 class, though, if you're Coop or Chase, you've already locked up first and second, one or the other, because Kenny is so far back in third.
Yeah.
That no matter what, like even if they didn't race, they have over 50-point gap on Kenny. So even if they didn't race at all for the next 2 rounds, either of them, they would still get first or second. So there's a bonus somewhere in that contract that they're already locked in.
Yeah.
So they got to be feeling pretty good about that.
They do, but I mean, what was it earlier this year? Chase crashed super late in the moto, and he said he didn't care because he's going to win all the time.
Yeah.
He said that at some point
Yeah.
this year.
I remember
the
his attitude on that.
announcers
I'm
were
like, that was kind of a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, the announcers were like, "You probably should have, played it safe." And he's
Wasn't
like,
it Dallas?
"No, I'm going to win." Something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what race.
I'd rather crash my brains out or win.
Yeah.
That's like the only option.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So going into, I don't think
was
he
late in
gives
the
a
race.
crap about a second
Yeah.
place bonus. I think he's going to go there and I
Yeah.
don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he'll try to take him out. I don't
It's
know.
going to be interesting to watch.
I think Chase has given up like 20 or 30 points though, like over the races, either
sure.
crashing or
He's the
giving stuff
fastest
away.
guy. I
By
mean, he
far.
just- the mental side isn't as strong.
Do we
as
think Tomac comes back?
For Supercross, no.
I thought there were some rumblings that he might
For the
come
last
back for
round?
Salt Lake.
No.
On a green bike.
No.
But there are rumblings about Chase going over there.
The
Isn't
green.
Yeah, let's get into the
Yeah.
silly
Heavy,
season
heavy
talk.
rumbling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of silly season stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on how this championship plays out.
You think?
I don't.
You don't think so?
No. I think he'll be on green.
You think that's
My-
more that he dislikes the bike or that KTM has financial problems?
I don't think it has to do with the financial problems. I just think it has to do with him. I think he just wants to go.
Okay.
And I have a theory that I think if he continues every 2 years, he could ride every bike. If he does it throughout the rest of his career, he'll ride every single
You
bike.
think he'll end up on Progressive Suzuki at one point?
Yeah. Kenny's his friend.
He'll take Chiz's spot.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I see him on a Honda anytime soon.
He already rode
He already wrote it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there to make way for them.
Yeah.
Well, what other silly seasons? I mean, if he goes green, then where does that put Ando?
I mean, the biggest two have been Club and Hep. Suzuki.
Club is going to make a run on him.
I
They've already-
would assume Club has the upper hand anyways because he already rides there when he's on this coast and just seems like an easier fit to me. And then you got the new brand coming in, Ducati. I know they've been talking to Barsha and
Yeah.
some other guys. I know Kenny's been talking to them, but I think most people are pointing that Kenny probably stays yellow.
So who fills the orange spot?
Tomac.
No, no way.
I could be misinterpreting the rules. I don't think I am, but Vial has to move up, correct?
If Vial wins the championship, yes.
I don't see
Not
it.
if
I don't
not
see-
if he doesn't. So he won. He gets to defend for 2 years apparently, because that's the new rule, I guess. So if he
For
wins the
2
championship,
years?
you get 4 years in the class.
Oh, he hasn't been in 4 years.
No.
Okay, that's the
So
problem.
he won on
Okay,
the
okay,
second
okay.
year. If he doesn't win
Yep.
this year, he can do another
So that
year.
it's the fourth year that comes into play with
Mm-hmm.
him. Because RJ has to move up.
If
Yeah, but-
Vial
Because
does
he's been
win,
in.
more than 4 years.
Well, yes.
14.
RJ has to move up.
But isn't he going to go 450 outdoor?
isn't he going to fix his wrist?
Yeah, there's some wrist issues now, so I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
But he's got to move up, so he's going to fill the
that's on.
the Husky spot.
Yeah. So where does that?
Malcolm's got to go somewhere.
I was going to say, where's that put Mookie?
I don't know.
He's been talking to Ducati too, I know.
That would be sick. Just put somebody cool on.
But
Ducati.
Triumph's got to get 450 riders as well.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put a 450 out next year, so they're looking.
I could see Mookie going to Triumph.
I could see that
He would probably bring Rockstar with him too.
potentially.
They
yeah.
love him.
Yeah. Then you got Ducati coming in.
Now
They're a
somebody,
Red Bull team. They're going to be a Red Bull team. Yep.
Somebody said that they got rid of the Monster and switched to Red Bull.
Yep.
Ducati.
Yeah.
Ducati Europe is Monster.
Yep.
Yeah. but
Ducati America is going to be like the Troy Lee Red Bull.
Yep.
that could be a good fit for Barsha.
Cool as fuck.
The Austrian brands are really messing stuff up. I don't know what they're doing. I've heard that Gas is going away. Then I heard they're going to be a 250 team only,
Yeah.
and Husky's going to be only 450. KTM will have both.
Yeah. See, and I heard that somebody told me, and I think this was back at like Minio's time, that I thought Club was switching from Yamaha to gas gas.
There was a lot of talks of that.
I thought
they
Club was
were-
going gas gas.
They were going to be, but yeah, I think once the financial stuff came out, I don't think KTM is spending any more money than they have to.
And they've got such a good platform with the Yamahas.
They do, but that's-
Yamaha loves them.
They're doing
Love, yeah.
great. Voland looked awesome last night.
yeah.
Yeah.
He looked awesome with that
Yeah,
hand.
didn't you say before the episode that was the best you've ever seen him ride?
Absolutely.
By far.
With the handbrake.
Yeah, that's
impressive.
so weird to me.
That is
Sick.
impressive.
That is weird to me.
Did you see when they zoomed in on it on the broadcast and
Yeah.
it looks like this weird custom wild little lever that his finger
Mm-hmm.
dangles on?
Yep.
Sick.
Sweet.
That's
It looks like a decompression lever from the YZ400.
Hell
the
yeah.
426.
And that's his rear brake.
Yes.
Look at this guy. No, dude, I don't like those things. There's a spider on our table if you can't see.
Where does that leave Tomac?
I think he goes orange.
KTM.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. I think he's going to do whatever he can to stay on blue.
It's a money. If it is, it's a money grab.
Blue's
over.
done.
Yeah, Blue's done.
Blue's done.
That's already a done deal.
Yeah, that's
They're
done.
they're giving Coop a lot of money.
Coop, a lot of money. Jay Coop is signed.
Yeah.
Jay Coop's been doing good this season too.
Yeah, he has.
Really good.
And like Craig is
And
paid
he-
for
he
from the
podiumed
250 side.
Yeah, I knew that.
So there's like,
And then Deegan's moving up 26 outdoors to
Mm-hmm.
450. So they just can't afford all those guys.
his contract's got to be wild.
Yeah. I heard Tomac was looking for a 2-year deal.
Which is also crazy.
Yeah. Because
2
he's
years
supposed to
ago,
retire twice, and now he's looking for a 2-year deal.
Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Brett Favre.
He is kind of Brett Favre.
He is Brett Favre.
I could see him going to Ducati. I think they'd pay him a lot to go develop that bike.
I just don't.
I could see that.
Do you think he's a bike developer?
Who, Tomac?
Yeah,
I think if they throw a lot of money in front of his face, I don't think he'd say no.
for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a given, but I think at this point in his career, he's probably looking for the best bike available.
He wants to
Yeah, I
win.
mean, he wants
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking to develop a bike right
Well,
now.
but where do you go? You go back to, I mean, you're not going to Cowie because they got Prado and Chase.
KTM.
Beta.
I mean, literally,
Poor beta team.
They signed Benny again.
they just extended Benny, yeah.
And Oldenburg.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see him possibly going orange just because there's a void there,
It'd be cool.
but I just don't think he would gel with that bike.
They renewed Cowboy, right?
Yes.
One more year?
They extended Plessinger.
Yeah.
That is a good ride,
Yeah. Good for him.
but I think he fits that bike.
He does.
You know, I don't think even when Coop was over there, Webb, he didn't fit the bike,
Yeah.
and I don't think Chase gels with the bike.
I think Chase does.
I don't think he does.
I think Chase will never. I shouldn't say that.
I think Chase. I think Chase doesn't
I like
know how
you.
good he has it.
You're never going to hear this because you're not going to watch our podcast anyways. But Chase is he's never going to like any bike. So that's just
Yeah, he don't know how good he has it right now.
that bike is amazing.
Any bike he gets on it.
He rides that bike so well. He's just always looking for something greener, and eventually it's going to run out. It's not going to be greener. I mean, I've heard Cowie. I don't know this.
I could see him
But
riding that Cowie well.
But I've heard Cowie does not like when the riders put in their input on their bike.
Well, I've heard
notorious.
I've heard that for years.
Yeah, they don't like it.
That's why they
And
lost.
that's all he
They
does.
they're a very big, from what I've witnessed, they're a very big like data collection
Yeah.
outfit, and so it's like, well, no,
What do you know about it, Shane?
the data. I don't know. I was in the middle of a sentence.
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Anyway, I don't even know what the hell I was saying.
You're
But
saying
that's
that
silent.
Cowie's very data.
Well, they are. I mean, they all are. But if they'll bank on, I think this is my opinion. They'll bank on the data before they listen to what a writer would say about the bike.
The engineers have a heavy
Hand in it.
influence
Yeah.
on what the riders get to put on their bikes.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't maintain the Carmichaels, the Stewards.
And that's all Chase does.
Villopoto
is gives
used-
input.
yeah.
So how's that going to work?
They need to cater whatever he's riding needs to be catered to whatever the fuck he wants. Like
Yeah.
anything he wants.
I think he rides KTM really well, and I think he's silly for leaving.
I don't know. I think I could see him fit better on the green bike. If you could ride any bike right now, like if you had every team coming after you, what would it be?
Honda.
What would you go, Sam?
It'd be between Honda and Blue Crew.
Yeah.
I like those Blue Crew bikes.
I worked with Lars for a lot of years. I don't think I could work for him again, or work with him.
Well, take the personnel.
I'm
out of
kidding. I love Lars.
If you were just to go on a brand, like which one would you go?
Ducati.
Suzuki.
No, probably Honda.
Yeah.
Those bikes just look so
Yeah, I
not visually. I mean, watching them how they work, they just look so good.
What about you?
I mean, my whole life I bleed red.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Honda was everything. My dad was, you can't kill a Honda. You know, everything was Honda.
Well, and I think that the crew that they have right now too, as far as like everybody that's surrounded on that team, like I think they got a pretty good program going too. On top of not just the bike, but the program that they have.
Well, yeah, I was saying take some personnel out of it, but if you put personnel into it, I mean, I think the number one guy I'd want to work with in the sport right now would probably be Dazzy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is a genius.
Look what he did to Seth.
Yeah.
Hammaker is a different guy.
Yeah. but
Well,
that's-
Burner's training him.
Yeah,
too.
that's Burner.
Burner, Dazzy, all the stuff that they're doing at that compound.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, shout out to our boy, our local Dade City hero, Aiden Shive, with a P12. Good for him.
In the main.
In the main, P12. Good for him. Another compound boy out there with the boys. But yeah, I would say working with Burner and Dazzy, you know, I mean, that would be a good fit. But I mean, just if you take the personnel out of it, like I originally stated, I think the red bike is just always something I've been a big fan of.
I think it takes a special physical build to ride that KTM right. If I'm not wrong, I think they're the biggest bike, like lengthwise, height-wise. I think they're all around the biggest bike. It's probably why a short guy like Coop doesn't fit with that. I mean, you look at the two guys they have now, they're big dudes.
Yeah.
Chase and Plessinger. They're tall, lanky, big dudes. I think it works for them. I think that's why I wouldn't want to ride a KTM. I think it takes a special type of.
I agree.
I don't think KTM 450. I don't think that would.
You don't think it's going to go well?
I don't think it's going to go well.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
He doesn't
in my
match
head.
the bike.
If he wins and has to move up, where do you think he finishes?
I think he's like
Eighth.
I think he's like a 9th, 10th place guy.
Yeah.
I would almost go like 10, 12. There's a lot of dudes.
I mean,
Well,
even
and you're
guys like
talking about-
Ferrandis are ripping right now. I mean, just like
You talk about people that are having to move up. So let's, just say Vial, Hampshire, Deegan, right? Does he have to go?
he does not, because he didn't win Supercross last year. He won the SMX playoffs, so he does not have to move up. He's going to win this year. He's going to ride Supercross again next year, and then he's going to go outdoors in 26 on a 450.
Man, that's going to be
God, it's going to be sick.
that's going to be interesting to see.
I thought he was starting his own team.
I
He
thought
may,
was
he
too.
may, yeah. He
Little
says he can
Deeks.
make more money on his own
Yeah,
rather than being restricted for
Jeez.
team sponsors.
with his own sponsor.
You know how much teams cost? Oof.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Brian Deegan bash his head open at the skate park?
Hell yeah.
Oh, on that e-bike?
Wow. That's an old man to be getting lit up like
He
that.
thought he thought it was flat on top, but there was another drop off on like a spine,
It wasn't a spine. It was a swimming pool.
Yeah,
Over
just
the
lawn
bars.
darted his head into the freaking.
They said he had a
concrete.
brain bleed.
Yeah. He was bleeding all over the skate park.
No helmet?
No.
Of
No.
course.
That was at the end of his post, though. He's like, "You guys should wear a helmet."
Yeah.
Tyler, I know I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to this, but if you could pick any team to go ride for right now, who would it be?
Blue.
Yeah, Stark.
Stark.
Blue.
I think it's going to be interesting to see those Ducatis, though.
Have you ridden a Stark?
Never.
No.
I would love to.
One of our buddies, Roy, has one. He keeps trying to get me to ride it. I was like, man, I want to ride that thing.
I'd ride it. Just
I think it'd be fun.
80 horsepower.
they're heavy. Super heavy.
Yeah.
But don't they feel really light?
I think like
There's
They're
no
really-
moving parts
Yeah.
inside the engine or anything.
yeah,
It's
it
just,
feels super balanced.
Yeah.
So it's heavy, but it feels light almost.
Remember when we raced one at FTR? We didn't race one, but we raced against one, and you can't hear them.
Yeah.
Like they come up out of nowhere, and it's like boom. They just they scare the heck
That's why
out of you.
Supercross will never be that.
I don't see how you can.
You can't go into a stadium and we can talk like this and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And those
I'll
guys are
start.
down
I'll
there
start
racing.
watching football again if that happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I won't.
Me either.
No.
I mean, I'm just kidding, but just saying, like noiseless. No, I can't do it.
They can't do
I don't like
They
that.
could just
I don't
play
like hearing the chains clink.
They could
Yeah.
just play circus music the whole time.
Yeah, just or you can play, Metallica while they're racing. It's like, yeah, and look at these guys, they're so fast.
All right, so let's wrap up our Supercross chat with predictions. Who's going to do it in each coast and on the 450s? Sam, you want to lead it?
I think Coop's got the 450. Deegan for sure, barring any sort of crash or accident
On the West.
on the West.
Who you got on the East?
I want RJ to win so bad. I just see how Seth, for the most part, has kind of commanded the last few races. He's done really well. Gets the lead, kind of leaves those guys.
Yeah.
But with one race,
RJ's going to slam him.
Yeah.
That's what I really hope for.
Yeah, because I think
Hit him.
Vial's got the lead. Hammaker's 2 back, right?
I think
He's
RJ and Hammaker are 3 back.
Are they?
I think. No.
I'll
I
look it
didn't.
up.
I didn't look.
I'll look it up. Kyle, give me your prediction.
I'm gonna go super basic. I'm gonna go Coop. I'm gonna go Deegan, obviously, and then I'm gonna go RJ because I don't think that Vial is like a non-factor to me. He's gonna blow it. I don't know why I feel that way. And then Hammaker's
only 1 back.
Hammaker's
1 back, and Hampshire's 3 back. So it's 160, 159, 157. Hey, another shout out too, Florida boy, Cullen Park,
4th place.
5th right now.
Oh,
in points.
Thrasher just passed him by 4 points.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought Colin was in fourth.
He was 4th going into the last
that's
night.
still sick. Top 5 in points.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Unreal.
Podium this year, that's sweet. All right, keep going.
I don't know. I said RJ, but I don't know. Hammaker almost blew it last night
Yeah,
and looked bad doing. I mean, he almost crashed 20 times.
yeah.
But then he was in 18th or first lap or 16th, and then laid the hammer down.
Yeah, within a couple laps, he was.
So
There,
he's
like sixth.
Sixth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go RJ just because I think he's a little more seasoned. He still does make mistakes. You know, he'll always he's gonna try his hardest no matter what. He's not gonna play the championship game.
Yeah.
But I think over the years you can just visually see the maturity level of the rider.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with him just because I think he'll know what to do that night, and if he has to just plow somebody, he will.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all those other guys are sissies, and they won't.
Correct.
I'm going to agree with you on the VL's not really a factor for me. I think he, and I hate saying he got lucky, but I kind of feel like he got lucky last night. Like, I don't really think that, you know, if Haymaker or RJ got a better start, I don't think he finishes.
Well, he definitely had to put on a charge to get in the lead.
He did.
Like, he had to ride.
I just don't. I
Really
don't feel like
up.
we've seen that all season.
If he
get Thrasher.
if he starts sixth, he's not getting first or second. He's just not that guy.
No.
Yeah.
He started third last night, I think.
So
And
his
just
season
kinda
depends on the
outlap.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Pretty
that's
much.
I think that's what I'm getting at is like we haven't seen him just rip through the pack and win.
No.
Like that's not his MO. And I mean,
I don't think it ever has been, really. He's just always there, and he's very consistent.
He counts on the other guys to lose.
Yeah.
He's not winning. He's letting everyone else lose
yeah.
by their own mistakes.
What do you think, Shane?
On the 450 side of things, man, like I said, I don't think it's over. I think next weekend obviously is going to be Sexton's going to do some Hampshire stuff maybe, and it's going to. I think we should ask ourselves this question after next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. Because Coop has been consistent, but I have seen Coop do fifths and sixths, you know, in pressure situations too. So, but he's been super consistent this year. So I don't know. I think maybe next weekend Sexton will win and Coop will probably get, you know, second. But that's still not enough points, obviously. But Coop will probably get it.
You think Chase is going to try to take out Cooper Webb?
He's got to do something if he wants to win the championship.
I think that's gone. Those days are gone.
There's no way.
I think
That's the only
RJ's
way
like-
he's going to be able to get it done.
Correct, but there's no way.
But he's not going to do
But
it.
he's not that kind of guy.
I don't think
If
any
he
of them
takes Coop out, it is going to be like a lifelong, years down the road,
Yeah.
Coop
Repercussion.
is going to remember that.
Well, he's going to get repercussion from the fans too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
are. They're all a bunch of pansies.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from with the fact of let's have this discussion next weekend because obviously that's going to be the factor going into the final round. But I'm going to go back to what Kyle said at the beginning of the episode that, I mean, Coop's just so mentally strong. Like he's the dog, you know? I mean, like
Yeah.
I don't see him cracking. I don't see, even if Chase is out front in the lead, I could see Coop just quietly getting second.
Did he
even
did
a
he shoot
third.
Chase last night?
No.
He didn't
No,
shoot him.
He cradled him.
He did the cradle,
Yeah.
though.
Like on
Cradled him.
Like,
I'm
who's your daddy?
Yeah.
That's even better than the gun. All right.
Did you hear his podium the week before? When he said he was recovering from his gunshot wound?
Yeah.
He said it was a long week recovering from my gunshot wound. Coop said that.
When
Because
Chase
Chase shot him.
Oh, yeah.
So he
Yeah.
said that on the podium. It was pretty
That's
funny.
so good.
He must have been still feeling that shot after getting beat by 16 seconds.
Oof. Well, I think Coop can hang on to it. I think a 12-point lead. I think he knows he's got some wiggle room. I think he plays it safe, Denver, and then I think he wraps it up in Salt Lake.
On the East Coast side of things, I'm not worried about Deegs, but on the East Coast side of things, like we were just discussing before this started, was, you know, with it being a shootout between the both coasts or whatever. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know who could on the East Coast. That's a crapshoot, in my opinion. That's a crapshoot for every one of those guys.
Yeah, that's a game changer. I mean, I do not like the shootout.
You just like made me really go back and reverse, Shane, by
Good.
saying that. Because then you take those three guys and you say, okay, well, who's the best starter?
Yeah, it's all about the start.
But you're putting them up against
Cole
the best
Davies.
in the other coast also.
I understand, but if you're pulling starts, I mean, then like you're good.
Yeah,
Has RJ been a good starter all year?
not great.
I would say Seth's been the best out of the three.
He got a blessing last week when he crashed on the start and then they red flagged it.
Yeah, he did.
That was almost it.
Yeah.
That was almost a wrap right there.
It was.
And then he pulled the whole shot on the restart.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah. But yeah, the start becomes super ultra important when you start throwing those other guys.
Well, and Davies is a good starter.
Davies is a great.
He's so good.
Yeah. So that throws a kicker in it when you've got the other coast.
What if?
Yeah, because
is Davies in
because
second?
What?
Is Davies in second?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a little ways back.
Like 12 or something.
Yeah,
Or is it more than that?
It's 12 or 17.
It might be.
It looks like
17's a lot.
I'll tell you.
yeah, I mean they could
17.
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean that one's over.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say because there is a part of my brain that Deegan could throw it away. I mean, that's not like
That's
17's a lot.
That's a lot.
12.
But see,
I was
they
more there.
still have Denver though.
So they got 2 to go.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't. But I see Deegan throwing it away in a shootout. I don't see him throwing away 1v1 versus Davies.
I
Well,
think,
if you think about it, 17, if he goes out and wins Denver, depending on where Davies is, he could potentially have it wrapped up before Salt Lake
He
happens.
could, yeah. It's
know.
20 at minimum if he wins.
Right.
Because he's going to gain 3.
I think Davies is going to win Denver and the shootout.
You think so?
Man, that kid's fast.
Yeah, he is.
Those hitting that whoop
They're
section
not-
in Indy the way he did was
They're not ready for Davies.
no.
Yeah.
He is so
Next
good.
year, they better watch out.
Yeah, and he seems like he just.
What is he,
He's
like
not.
seven-
He doesn't
17?
rush. Like he's just put together on the track too. Like he's just like he's been racing pro forever.
He was riding SMX next last year.
He looked so different.
Yeah. He was supposed to ride it again this year.
Yeah.
Now he's winning pro races.
So did you ever give the prediction for East?
Like I said, man. Like they you don't know. Like with that race format, they could all be. Actually, it doesn't really matter. So say all those guys off the start, all 3 of those guys say are mid pack or whatever. There's still that race going on. So I don't know, man. I think Hammaker.
Yeah.
So what did we say it was? It was Vial 1 point and then 3 points.
Yep.
Down to RJ.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Hammaker might pull it off.
Yeah. It's definitely possible.
The last Cowie standing.
Which, gosh, man, I actually hope Hammaker pulls it off because
Just for
poor
Mitch.
pro circuit, man.
Just for
they
Mitch.
need a championship.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pulling for RJ just because that's my boy.
No, I know,
I
but
think their last Supercross championship was Justin Hill.
Was it
In
that
20.
long ago?
really,
I don't know. I'd have to look up the data.
Yeah.
All right. Wrapping up Supercross. Tyler, get into this May 10th thing. What do we got going on here?
All right, May 10th at Days City Motocross. They actually, you guys are title sponsoring a money race. 2 classes, $2,500 purse for the 4-stroke open class, and the schoolboy class.
So that's $2,500 each class.
Yeah, you can earn a paycheck if you ride both classes.
Yep. So potentially $5,000 if you rode both classes.
I'm not going to put it concrete because I haven't went over it with Randy, but I think if we agree, the winner's going to win $1,000. So, and then it will pay back top 5.
Sam, you want to put your boots on?
Give me a bike.
Probably got
Tentative. That's tentative on those numbers. I'm like,
It pays back 5 and the winner takes 1,000?
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's 1,000, 750, 450, 2, and then 150.
Yeah.
I think it's what I had written down, but still got to run that by Randy. So
Yeah. So May 10th, Dade City Motocross, Future MX coming to do the money race. We haven't made a name for it yet. We're still working on that part. I do know that we're going to have some Oakley giveaway. We're going to do an Oakley. We haven't really determined how we're going to do that either, Tyler. But we're just going to do
Not a raffle.
not a raffle. Nope, not a raffle. We're
It's a
going to
giveaway.
do some giveaways. We'll have some Oakley sunglasses, Oakley goggles. Big thanks to our friends at Oakley. Aaron Kane did want to come, but that's Salt Lake City.
is he moving?
He's
Not
in-
to get into his personal life, but
He's in Tampa.
did he move there?
Yes.
Oh, so he was living in the Keys, correct?
Yeah, he lived in Key West.
Okay. Tampa guy.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Like to hear it.
So he wanted to come, but Salt Lake City, he's got to be out there to hopefully wrap up his championships, because for Oakley, that would be Sexton and RJ, both Oakley athletes. So he's hoping that Sexton and RJ can pull that off. But we will have some Oakley giveaways at the event. Obviously, we hope everybody can come out, support the event, come to Dade City, and enjoy the night of festivities.
We didn't get Tyler's predictions on the season closures.
Tyler, have you even watched any of this?
Have you watched the races this year?
I've been tentatively glued to the television every weekend, yes.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I think
I don't remember I don't remember when I quit watching. I think it was after the 40th red flag that I was just like, yo, I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. So
I thought you were
Not,
gonna tell
not
me,
a fan, or he's not a fan anymore.
I'm just tired of the production of the drama, the cultivation of the drama, just like trying to make it a show, trying to make it NASCAR like, trying to make it something other. The season's too long. It's just
Are red flags part of the show?
definitely
You don't like keeping riders safe?
no. The red flag is at 100% basically a cautionary measure to tie the field back together, to prevent any sort of runaway, and to reinvigorate the race at roughly whatever time you decided. That
well, it absolutely screwed RJ in Tampa.
So
This sounds like a conspiracy.
I was just
theorist
about to say
me.
Supercross conspiracies.
Yes, I've never heard that opinion.
well, there's
how many red
there's-
flags have you seen in the last 30 years until the last two?
I think that's the world evolving into just a sissy. I don't think there's a
Safer
big
place.
yes.
Well, Tyler might be Tyler might be onto something, because now they have next bets, and when you bring betting involved into any sport, there's things that happen to
I think-
manipulate the outcomes.
Feld just sucks. I don't think that.
I love it.
I don't have anything to do with Feld, so let him ban me. I don't care.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go again.
I don't
Been
think
down
it's
this road.
I do think it's rider safety, but I do think that I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think that there's an opportunity to improve the racing action for the night, to drive engagement, and even if somebody crashes on the start, even if they're completely off the track, they still throw it.
I think it sucks. I think they got in big trouble with that Brian Moreau kid. The way they handled that,
The Tampa crash.
that left him paralyzed. I think.
But that wasn't even, was that even during a race?
It was during qualifying, and
Like during the day?
yes,
Red
stuff-
flag the day program all you want.
But they didn't, and they drug him off the track when he had a spinal injury just to get him out of there. I think they're deathly afraid of that. I think red flags actually suck because you just sit there while they reset. It's like this big long pause. They got to adjust their TV schedule. I don't think there's many benefits to the red flag. People sit there and get bored.
Other than the downrider on the track that
What justifies a red flag? Is it when somebody's stuck on the track?
Yeah, it's location.
Injured?
In
the location?
Usually when they're in the middle lanes and they can't get,
Yeah.
yeah.
you can't get to them. You can't get a card out there. I mean, you're stuck.
I would have thought that the reason behind it would have been rider and staff safety, but historically that has not been the case all year. There have been people completely off the track, even on the start straight, and they still throw it. So I would agree with you if it were that way. If it wasn't a superfluous stopping of the race, I would agree with you. But I just gets to
I
a
see
point.
your point. I think they're just being really overly cautious, trying to avoid.
And wasn't the Moreau thing like 7 years ago?
Yeah, probably 5 years ago.
2018?
Long time.
5-6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it, but
I think he's still suing them though.
Yeah.
I
This
think
seems
it's
to be
still
a-
an active lawsuit.
this seems to be a very new phenomena.
I agree. There's been more red flags this year than probably the last 10 years combined. But I think it's a mentality shift. I think they're just being way too overly cautious.
Well, it absolutely hurt RJ in Tampa, but then it absolutely helped him last weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for that red flag last weekend, he'd probably be out of
Yeah.
the conversation of.
Boy, that's some
Well,
exciting action that they created.
I think
Yeah, see?
there should be a rule.
That's Tyler's point.
There should be a rule change. Every red flag is a staggered start, even if it's the second lap
Yes.
of the race. I don't think there should be a full reset. If you started that race, that is exactly where you should restart. It's not like when NASCAR has a caution or something, they don't reshuffle back to the pole position.
No.
Like I don't know. If you leave that gate and you're out there, that's where you
No, it should start in the current running order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
You
time,
should, there
no
should
matter
not
what.
be, all right, get back in the gate and we'll do it all over. No. You
And that
just
sucks for
started the
them
race.
too.
And potentially, what's the most exciting part of the race?
The start.
The start. So create more starts. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm saying, how do you drive engagement?
I totally I really see your point. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
I know
your point
we're
is
not
wrong.
arguing. I'm just thinking of additional. I'm trying to solidify this. I'm trying to steel man this this red flag conspiracy. Damn it! I called it a conspiracy.
I don't know. I think it messes up TV ad revenue. They got to cut stuff.
You're on Peacock.
I wonder if it helps them out in a way,
Still ads.
according to the
More ads.
conspiracy. If it helps them out in a way to keep, if they do take measures to keep the points in this everything closer to get it to the end, instead of having a guy run off with, which really can't happen because they're all
Yeah, which
damn
is
good.
so weird how bad Deegan has ridden this year and is still maintaining like a 15-point lead
Right.
from the first 3 rounds or whatever he did, right? Like,
I mean, these 250 guys just
Yeah, that's
get
wild.
hurt the rate is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, through 2 rounds, half the field's gone. It's like
and they only got to ride, what, 6?
6 or 7 rounds. Yeah.
I think the peak of the red flag drama was when Anstey and Kitchen were going at it, and there was literally 7 seconds left on the clock, and they restarted them.
Oh, that was egregious.
If there's anything to back up
and
the
kitchen
conspiracy,
and
that's
kitchen
it.
and kitchen took it. Remember? Yeah.
That was
I think that's the last race I watched.
it was crazy.
Hey, Tyler threw his hands up after that one.
I'm done.
That race is over.
It should
If a
have
red
been
flag
over.
comes out, that race is over.
It should
There
have
was
been
7
over.
seconds left on the clock. That is how you finish.
But if I had to give a useless opinion, I think that whatever happens, whether it's Vial, Hammaker, or RJ, you're gonna be able to tell a lot. The most interesting would be a Hammaker, to me. It would be a serious turning point to bring additional validity to the dog pound sort of like program mentality, to take a Hammaker and obviously give him the mental fortitude, the coaching with Burner and
Dazzy. Yeah.
to say like, I'm in control of this last couple race or this last race, and I'm not scared, and I'm about to throw it down. That would be really interesting. If he explodes on the track and causes one of those red flags, that would be more expected. But if he doesn't and he pushes it through, I'd be shocked. I may watch that one.
Big change for Kawasaki too.
Yeah.
They don't like their guys getting out of California.
Yeah.
They're just starting to become open to a Kitchen being over here, Hammaker being over here.
Yeah.
Adam was the first guy who was at Sandbox that they had kind of let get out of California. So you could see that mentality kind of shifting, that they're letting their guys get a little more.
I think that's a big statement for the dog pound.
If Hammaker wins, I'm going to be like pretty impressed.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like you come here and this is what happens.
That's how Eldon's used to be back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I also think it'd be good for Mitch. You know, that Cowie team has just had so much bad luck
He needs it.
for the last, 5 years? I mean, they've just...
Long time.
Every time you turn around, there's an issue, you know? And for Cowie to win it would be cool for Mitch, but again, for me, I'm biased. I'm still going for RJ.
Have we seen the end of Austin Faulkner?
I think so.
Is that it?
He did crash.
That
again.
airbag. Loves the airbag.
Okay, does it deflate?
It does. It deflates after 20
Once
or
you get
25
home.
seconds.
Yeah, once you get home.
It goes back
You have to
down.
put a needle in it and to pop it.
But when
So-
when he first gets back on the bike, though, every time he looks like he's all jacked up.
Actually,
Did you see Barsha's
Yeah.
when it inflated?
I think he's supposed to ride a 450 next year, right?
Faulkner?
Faulkner.
Bad idea.
I think it was a 2-year deal, 250, and then moved to a 450.
He's going
I
to wear a
believe.
double airbag if he rides a
believe.
450.
I think that's how. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong on names. It's Smith.
Smith.
Jordan Smith.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the level of
Faulkner's done.
the pressure on the top three, very interesting. Vial, Hampshire, Hammaker. That's going to be your one to watch for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I think because that's the last round for them, that's the one to watch. But I think in the 450s, I think Denver's going to be a big deal.
You know, I'm less inclined. What is the points gap between Sexton and Webb?
12.
Okay, that race is over. That's done. that thing's way done. I'm not watching that one. The 250 though is the money race.
What if there's a red flag?
I won't be watching it now.
He'll shut it off.
You know how strong. We all know how strong mentally Cooper Webb is. We all know how. We've all seen how Sexton can struggle if he.
Mentally.
Yeah, just like. Yeah, nobody. You got to literally fight a number one plate away from a pit bull with Cooper Webb.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So
Does anybody know why Anderson's not racing?
I don't know the reasoning. I know it said some family deal. Sam, do you have info?
Or is he like, screw these guys, I'm staying at home?
Little bit of, I would assume, like, I hope he's okay, but I think it might be a little bit of mental.
Yeah, was there an injury or?
No.
No.
I've heard it's more like
Family issue.
Mental health.
That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
I think he's losing it a little bit. Not losing it, but I think he's going through some stuff.
listening to a lot of Alice in
Personally.
Chains.
Too fried.
Yes.
You might have been fried. Yeah.
I think
Fried.
he's dealing with some.
Damn, Tyler, you brought Allison Chains into it?
I mean,
He's listening to it all out of nutshell.
even if it's not, I don't know how I would feel if I found out that the team I was riding for is currently talking to arguably one of the biggest dudes in the sport right now.
But that's the name of the game.
I understand
Yeah,
that.
And any
but,
form
I
of
mean,
racing, they have to have those talks.
I hear you.
I mean, he's been with Cowie for a while.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, in my
Longer than
opinion,
expected.
longer than I thought he would be there.
And from what I've heard, Cowie's just sick of not having a contender in the 450 class. They're just sick of not being up front.
It's
Well,
been
you
a
paid
long
AC for 14 years. I mean, he had a lot. He had time to do something else.
Yeah, like Cincerello finally freed up some money.
And then
those-
they gave
for
it all
those
to
guys.
Prado.
They paid Prado.
They
a
paid
hefty-
Prado.
They thought Prado was their one.
Well,
They were sliding Anderson back to 2. They thought Prado was going to come in and be that guy, and they were wrong.
well, we'll see in the outdoors.
The data
He may be
said
in the
that he was the one.
But who cares about outdoors?
Okay, that All right. That's
See, this is where Tyler and I go to war.
yeah.
I don't watch one moto of outdoors because I think it's gay.
Really?
Yep.
You'd rather watch ballet?
Number one, you can't say
I'm
that
just not
anymore.
gonna watch anything.
And number two, that is wild to me. A grassroots motocrosser like yourself who is working at a compound full time is like, yeah, moto's not it.
It's not. The generations have evolved too much. Outdoors, I think, within the next 5 years, goes under a major undertaking,
It's gonna have to.
changing the program. The 430 plus twos in a day is not going to be a thing. Nobody.
You're saying that it's
That's-
not. You're
It doesn't get ratings. Nobody's going to. I mean, that's. How long is the program?
we're not
3
talking about
3 hours.
profitability.
Yeah, but so is
So
Supercross.
is Supercross.
That's a Saturday night. You're hanging with your friends. You're drinking some water.
Yeah.
You know?
or you're fast forwarding the whole thing to the mains while you're drinking your coffee on Sunday.
Yeah.
Or
That's
you
what I
have
do.
to sit there for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon and waste your whole day. It just doesn't work.
don't you-
Young people like me, like technology, phones, everybody wants it like right now. Watching two 30-minute, 35-minute races is insane.
If they brought it back to Gainesville, would you go?
I would.
I would probably go just to say I was there because an hour and a half up the road, when it was at WW, I went.
Right.
I didn't enjoy it at all. It was 125 degrees. You can see 30 seconds of the track. Like, what is the point? I don't even. The guys are dying.
They
20
were
minutes
dying.
into the motor, they're dying because
They were
Florida's ridiculous.
I mean, that was a bad scheduling option. I probably wouldn't have done that. But you don't like how you're talking about profitability on the motocross side, okay? So the TV package, the
Yeah, I
viewership,
guess.
right? How much money it makes. But from a fan perspective or from an enthusiast perspective, you don't like how a 30-minute moto allows a race to develop.
No, I think it's the exact opposite.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think by 20 minutes, I think guys are.
How many times did you see Dylan
Settled in.
Ferrandis
You can pick races where there's maybe two guys.
or
first and
Eli
second.
Tomac or even a Sexton?
So what's the camera doing the whole last 12 minutes in the moto, first and second?
Yeah.
Everybody else behind them is dead. There's no battles on the track. They're just surviving.
I want to see, and that's the interesting thing. Maybe that's where we differ. I want to see a battle the whole time. I want to see a battle up front the whole time, preferably.
That's Supercross. You're putting 22 guys on a 50-second track. I mean, it's just like constant carnage. It's like there's always something. You could watch Jeremy Hand cleaning out somebody for 19th place. That's
20
amazing.
bucks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
20 bucks.
Yeah, I think you might have a point there. Except
Getting 40th in outdoors and getting lapped 4 times in a race is like.
no, I usually just feel like we see a battle up front for the strong guys.
I don't doubt. I mean, you get good outdoor guys. I mean, even through Prado,
Yeah,
there's gonna be some gnarly battles, but it's just the top 2 guys,
yeah, I
and
get
it's
that.
just like.
Man, I love watching people claw through the pack at like the 26-minute mark.
I don't
That's
know,
just
dude.
me.
I think outdoors this year might be pretty good.
There's a lot of
I mean, the
guys.
class
There's
is
a lot of
stacked.
guys coming
the 450 guys.
you know?
I mean, that's a.
Even 250. There's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, I
Man.
mean-
Deacon's sick outdoors.
Yeah, but I think in the 450s you got a lot of guys coming back. You know, like
Tomac will be back.
Tomac, Lawrence's.
Yeah, both of them.
You know,
I mean, it's
Barsh is taking the rest of Supercross off to get ready for outdoors. Like, not that he's an outdoor.
Prado will be back.
but-
I mean, there'll be a lot of guys.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun to watch. I know that you're not.
I know he won't watch.
You're anti moto.
Yeah,
Hey, and they don't have red flags
I'm not even kidding. I haven't watched one
at
moto
Pro
race
Moto.
probably my whole life.
Really?
Supercross only
Never
for life.
Never.
He's like Jeremy. He's on a Supercross only deal.
Yeah.
Nah, I enjoy watching it. I like outdoors.
I like those guys like
Then
dying trying.
we went to Iron Man.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I was at the truck
No way.
during the race.
You'd be like, I'm waiting in the car.
I was sitting in a lawn chair at the truck. I was like, I'm not watching this.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in the car.
Yeah.
I like the smells. I like everything about it.
All right.
I like all of it.
All
How do
right.
we think of Hymus outdoors? Stronger? better, faster, stronger?
I think he will be better outdoors because, he's had some time to heal from. I mean, he came into Supercross injured. I mean, he's only
Isn't he still injured?
Yeah.
He
Doesn't
ate
he have a
shit
torn
last
ACL
weekend.
right now?
I mean, the last time I heard he had a torn ACL, and I don't think he ever got it fixed.
Why would he not take outdoors off and just get the ACL fixed?
maybe he likes outdoors.
No, he had knee surgery.
I thought he had it fixed
But then I
before the
thought
season.
he did it again. I could be completely wrong.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Sometimes
I
those
thought I
ACL
heard he did it
injuries
again.
Don't
but,
bother guys.
I mean, my knees are shot.
I mean, he got 6 last night.
Could have used a red flag.
Yeah, that would have helped him.
All right. Anything else, Tyler? We got May 10th.
We're going to try to have a stand set up, and then we'll have more info to maybe sell some T-shirts, hopefully.
Yep, I think we do. I think we just got to order a T-shirts in, so we'll have some shirts. If somebody wants to buy a T-shirt, we'll do some Oakley giveaway. Obviously, giving away some money, $2,500 for, was it 4-stroke open and schoolboy?
Yeah.
And then it also sounds like there's going to be some stuff for 50 open and 85.
Yep.
Yeah.
So May 10th at Dade City Motocross. Hopefully everybody can come out. As always, when we wrap up the show, make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on our social medias. That is going to be one of the requirements, right, Tyler?
That's
one
right.
One of the requirements for the Oakley giveaway is you must be a subscriber on YouTube and a follower on Instagram.
Oh, so I'm eligible.
Hey, no, there is. My
I'm not.
my notes indicate that 65 and 85 are going to be money purse
I
classes
think it
as
was.
well.
Did that come from Yoho? I think it was a mistype.
He made me take the note.
Did he tell you who's putting up the money for 65 open?
Yeah,
Who?
RTR.
Yeah, it's not true. I talked to RTR and he said that's not true. So
When did you talk to RTR?
last night, when
Then-
Randy sent me the same text, and
Well, those are definitely. Never mind then.
85 open, yes. 65 open, not as of right now. 50 open, yes.
All right, so we'll get the details nailed down by the time the event happens.
Well,
but-
it's just the smaller classes.
Joker Lane? You're going to be a Joker Lane that night?
No.
Oh, really?
way.
Yep, we'll put that back in.
Wow,
Yep.
that'll be fun.
You have to take it one lap. You have to use
Have
it.
to take it one lap. Last time we did it, must have been last year, but I don't think we've had a money race.
It was the second money race last year.
Okay, yep. So it was fun. It's good throwing the
that's
Joker
tight.
Lane back in. So we'll put that back in there.
That'll be different.
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Red flags.
Nope. We just drag them off.
No, you don't.
By their head.
No, you don't.
Grab the arms and pull.
All right, so May 10th, make sure you come out. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Make sure you follow us on our social medias.
Yeah, we'll have a landing page. I'll make a landing page and make sure that all the check marks can be, all the check boxes can be completed.
All right, well, there we go. Anything else, Shug?
No, let's do another one of these
Sooner?
sooner.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll try and get there. Thank you, Mr. Sam, for coming today. Kyle Cheeseman, Tyler Kasha, Sugar Shane. I'm RJ. See ya.